Okay, so I'm trying to make a mask. It's not gonna quite work exactly the way I'd like, but something is better than nothing. I am using a YouTube tutorial called DIY Designer Fabric Face Mask with Filter Pocket, and she also does one that has the thing in the nose that sort of makes it adhere to your nose. It's by Sydney Renee, SYDNEYRENAE. There's a lot of them, but this one just seems so easy. A couple of disclaimers. So I don't have fabric, so I just cut a white t-shirt. And so I think that's going to sort of impact how well it sort of lays on my face and some of the other issues, just so you know. Also, I'm using this pattern, this Green Bay pattern, and as you can see, it's a different type of scarf, which I think I'm gonna have to layer it and attach it. And so there's gonna be some issues here. I actually have one that's coming that's more of that real scarf material, the bandana material, and I think that's what they want. They want that 100% cotton fabric. So once I think I'm gonna figure it out with this one, and then once I get my other stuff, everything's gonna work. But this is what I'm gonna sort of practice on and try to figure it out. So what I did was, based on Sydney Renee's YouTube video, here's the pattern. It's 11 across and 6 down. So if you just take a regular piece of paper, it's already 11 across because it's 8.5 by 11. And so then I cut 6. And so this is the pattern. That's why it's so easy. The rest of them are a lot more difficult. And you cut 2 pieces of 11 by 6. And then the second piece, you're gonna cut in half because this is gonna be for the filter pocket. So you have, this one is 11 by 6. This one was also 11 by 6. I cut it straight in half, and then I sewed the edge, and that's just so that it doesn't have this kind of look and just frenzy, okay? So I sewed them at the top, and then I sewed them here. And then I'm gonna be back, because what I'm doing is, it is taking me forever to figure this out. That video is too long. I'm gonna try to splice this all together so that we can have something that's not too difficult. But if you sat here and watched me do this, we'd be here forever. Okay, so what I did now was I took this little metal shaping part and I put it into the mask. So no, I'm not just breaking these apart. These were some old ones. I mean, they're just, this stuff, look, it just falls apart. And so what I did was I took the metal part off of here. These are not N95, these are not medical grade or anything like that. And like I said, they just fell apart. And so, I mean, I'm also thinking about putting some elastic on these and doing that. But I took the metal part. So this is my fabric, remember? I doubled it up because it's so thin. I doubled it up, cut it, and then I put the metal in here, folded it over, and then sewed around it. So if you can see, right? So now, in a perfect world, that's what it's gonna do. Okay? So that's where I'm at now. I'm not sure. I gotta look at my tutorial. I don't know if I'm gonna sew around here to get the edges right or put this on here yet. I'm not sure. But if you see, there's a t-shirt and there's 2 layers because it's so thin, okay? But like I said, I've got a bandana coming in the mail, and if I can perfect this, I'm gonna do one with the bandana, which is actually the type of fabric that they use online. So this is what it's gonna look like at the end. Okay, so I didn't have any elastic, but my husband went and bought some of these from the dollar store, little headbands. And so I decided to use the green. It's a little light, but whatever. Because I had the yellow ones, but I would have had to sew in, I would have had to have a little opening in here to guide those through. And I didn't do that. I closed it up, and so I had to do it this way. But this is it. I made some pleats on the sides, and I'm just gonna kind of trim it up a little bit. I'll get rid of this elastic because I think it was kind of scratching me a little bit. I made sure to really go back and forth, and back and forth, so it should be pretty sturdy. I'm just gonna kind of clip it all off a little bit. So the filter pouches didn't quite work. I think it's because I used a t-shirt. Like I said, I think that bandana material, and I've seen online that some of the fabrics work really well, but I did not have that. I used a t-shirt, and I used a pretty basic thin scarf, see? And so I double layered the scarf. Like I said, the filter pouches don't work, but it does add an extra layer of protection. So here it is in here. So technically, I showed my husband, he said if I kind of sewed this here and sewed this here and just left a little bit, we could stick something in there. So I'm gonna think about it. I'm not gonna worry too much about it now. It took me probably a full hour to make this, but part of it was I was watching her video over and over and over again. I was really nervous. I didn't want to mess anything up, but so it did take me a full hour, but it's great. So let me get this here and here, and this is the final product. And so obviously there can only be one Packer fan in the house, so I'm gonna tackle this New York scarf a little later for him, but this is it.